Good morning. How are you all today? Welcome to Integrative Preparedness. I'm Steve Smith. What I want to talk about today is the possibility of attacks on July 4th. It's tomorrow. This is July 3rd. That makes tomorrow July 4th, Independence Day. Okay, we've had a lot of people talk about the possibilities of that. There is, as in the intelligence community, they say, chatter. Okay? Well, let's talk about that. Grab yourself something to drink with me. Whatever you drink, and hopefully it's out of a Stone Mountain mug, because everything tastes better out of a Stone Mountain mug, I guarantee you. Not only that, but it reminds you of the way life is supposed to be lived, right? And you can get, if you don't have yours, you can get them. You can get them through our website, stonemont.us. What does it say here? Let me read this to you, and I should know it, but got to get my peepers on here. Have another couple of short announcements before we get to it. And you can see on the side, here's life the way it should be lived. Life the way it should be lived. And on the back here, it's got our mottos. Prepare well today in order to live well tomorrow. And Semper Preparedness, along with the Bible, axe, and rifles. Well, you can't get better than that. Today I'm drinking, what am I drinking today? Blackout espresso. Right, let me take a sip and we will continue with this. Some of you got that, some of you didn't. I also want to remind you that this and all of my videos are brought to you by my books, the Stone Mont series, the complete, and I don't have all of them here because I have had to send, I've even had to send my personal collection out to fulfill an order, and I want to talk about that in a minute. But it's a series of actually 7 novels. The complete guide to preparing for, surviving, and rebuilding after a total collapse of everything. We can't keep up with the orders. I want to tell you how to get them. If you haven't read them and you love a good story, you love a good post-apocalyptic fiction, or if you are real serious, or even marginally serious in preparedness, and you haven't read them, this is the next thing you need to do. 2 ways to get them. Okay, the first is through Amazon, and Amazon will get them to you right away. But if you can wait a little bit, there's a better way, and a way that I much prefer, and that is to get them directly from me. And you get that through our website, stonemont.us. And when you do that, I get to sign each one for you, and I get to write a little note in each one for you. And we're able to give you a discount, because when we send them as a set, you can't get the set through Amazon. You can get the whole set through us. And then we can send them to you as a discount, because we save money when we send them that way. And I throw in the Stone Mont notebook as a freebie from me to you, and you will love that. Now, the warning about that, and I want to tell you about that, is we have had so many orders that for the last 2 months, we are still running a little over a month behind in order fulfillment. Okay, so if you can't wait a little bit, get them through Amazon. But if you don't mind waiting, get them through me, because I love them when you do that. And I want to read something here to you. I got the nicest comment from Gina Gold today, and she says, and this will tell you something. She said, I received my signed set of books a few days ago after waiting more than a month. It was so worth the wait. See, so if you can wait. I felt like Christmas came early. I never had a signed book before, and Steve signs every book when you order from Stone Mont. I'm so glad I did. God bless America. Well, God bless you too, Gina, and thank you for that. I have had my fulfillment people tell me that we've had several messages asking for updates on, when their books or their orders will be delivered. Well, this is your update, because my fulfillment people can't. They're really not set up. They don't get all the messages. Occasionally they get checked, and occasionally they don't. But this is your update. It's coming. We have the next set of books coming in from the printer on the 8th. When is that? Tuesday? I think so. And then another shipment coming in a week later, and we are now setting up weekly deliveries from our printer, so that hopefully we'll be able to catch up pretty soon. All right. But like I say, so if you can't wait, get them through Amazon. if you can wait a month or so before, and be like Gina, because I've always said, whenever you get them, you're going to love getting them, right? And like she said, it was so worth the wait. I felt like Christmas came early. Well, if you want Christmas to come early, order your books from me down in stonemont.us. You know what I realized? I'm wearing one of our old t-shirts. Can you see this? Stonemont Past, Post-Apocalypse Survival Team. We don't offer that one anymore. Maybe we should. I don't know. Maybe we should. We got some t-shirts available on the website. I'll have to check. Okay, let me get now to what's going on here. Independence Day, July 4th. That's tomorrow, and we've heard all sorts of chatter, and all over all news outlets and YouTube channels and everything that, well, we think that there could be coordinated attacks against the homeland here in the United States, on the 4th of July by those people who hate us. Who hates us? Boy, pick some, right? Well, we know Iran and all of the militant Muslim organizations. We know that. And then we're going to circle, we circle back through all of the, yes, are there sleeper cells here? Yes, probably. We've had a pretty good idea since the 80s that there are. Most of us who, keep track of that kind of stuff, we will come down on the side of yes, we think there are. Now and who knows, right? We have not seen any sizable coordinated attacks. And I'll be honest, that surprises me. Because really, America is one big soft target, And if I was them, I would have been raising havoc over the years, and it's not that hard to do. So, does the fact that they haven't happened indicate that they all don't have sleeper cells here? I don't know. Either they don't, or the sleeper cells have turned into a bunch of wusses and decided, I don't want to meet those 72 versions quite yet. I like life in America, and I'm just going to keep, going on. I don't know. I'll tell you something very interesting. I'll slip this in here before I continue. We have a very, very large Islamic center about 2 miles south of me here. And every Friday, that place is just packed. I might have mentioned this on yesterday's video. I don't know, but this sounds familiar as it's coming out of my mouth. I went past there last Friday because I wanted to see what was going on after, the bombing of Bomb Iran. And that place was vacant. There was not a single car in the parking lot. That made me think, right? You're the yard crew down there. Don't worry about that. I have somebody come on and say, I just couldn't stand the sound of the leaf blower going, to which my response is always, wow, if that bothers you, the end of the world, the collapse of the system is really going to drive you nuts, right? So we're a little bit tougher than that here. So are there going to be attacks tomorrow on July 4th? I don't know. You don't know. Anybody that comes on and says they know don't know. they don't, unless they're the ones that are going to do it, and I don't see them coming on here, right? But it behooves us all to be careful, doesn't it? When these important dates come along, and we are the global political situation is tenuous and fluid right now, isn't it? It behooves us to pay attention and to always be careful, right? Semper Paratus, always ready. Are you always ready for it? Do you have plans for tomorrow? Are you going to go see some fireworks? We're going to go see some fireworks. I seriously doubt that where we're going is going to be any kind of target at all, But we love the fireworks. We love the displays. We love the mingling with the people, A lot of people don't. Good for you, but I do. and we do, and we make a night of it and go have ice cream and stuff like that. And sometimes we'll have friends join us for it, so it'll be nice. Now, a lot of people don't feel that way. A lot of people that think that they should hunker down and hide and everything like that. I disagree with that. You may as well. I mean, if you're gonna hide, hell, they've already beat you, right? This is still America. By the way, the Congress is still going about that big beautiful bill, or the big ugly bill, as the Democrats call it. I'm going to have something to say about that, but I'm not going to put it in here because I think it's too important to put it in here as just a sidebar. And it's not going to be about the bill itself, but something far more important than that. So I'll do that later, today, tomorrow, sometime. I don't know. But anyway, that's what they're wrangling over right now, the big beautiful bill. And if you know anything about it, you know more than most. If you know much at all about it, you know more than most who are spouting off trying to act like they do. Okay, so I'll leave that at that point right now. But tomorrow, are you ready? Are you ready? I do suggest if you go to an event of any kind, a large event, not just the family, the get-together neighbor picnic and all that you stay on the outskirts, that you stay close to the exits, that you keep your wits about you, that you watch the crowd, that you watch the people in the crowd, that you have your defensive tools with you, on you, at hand, and that you have defensive tools that are of, pardon me, that are of sufficient caliber to neutralize the threat in 1 or 2 deposits. Did you hear? What was it? Those people, the ones up in Minnesota. Remember the ones that got shot? The 2 couples that got shot up there. One was a former speaker. I think it was a woman speaker of the Minnesota House, and her husband. They were killed. He was shot 9 times. She was shot 8 times. Now I was going to make a snarky comment that must have been a 9mm. I'm not a fan of 9mm or anything less than that. If that's all you think you can carry, by all means, follow the advice of those who don't know and say, well, it's better than nothing. But if you can be better than that, carry something better than that. Carry something more effective than that. I'll leave that there because now I will wait. Now I will wait for the hateful comment for the 18-year-old who reads all the gun magazines and hangs out at the gun counter and wants to tell me all about how the FBI says the 9mm is the best. Blah, 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 blah. Sparky, you might want to listen and learn instead of spouting off and showing your ignorance. Anyway, stay at the outskirts of the crowd. Have something to defend yourself with. Stay together as a group so that you know where everybody in your group is. So if it's time to boogie and you give the order to boogie, everybody boogies, right? I used to really enjoy. Now, I'll throw this in. I used to love Independence Day, the 4th of July. I used to cry. Not boo-hoo-hoo-hoo, but tears in my eyes, choked up, whenever the Star-Spangled Banner played. Because I thought about what it meant. I know a lot of you feel that way, too. I haven't felt that way for a long time. I haven't felt that way since Obama got in. Maybe even Bush 2 did it for me once I much prefer America, the beautiful. That's what I think our national anthem should be. But going back to July 4th, as much as I hold to the principles and love the principles of freedom and independence and all that, it's kind of a hollow holiday for me. We can celebrate freedom and independence within ourselves, but our country has devolved into a place that really is far worse than what we rebelled against, hadn't it? Really, it really has. And of course, most of that has not come from outside, it's come from inside. So I won't go down that road any farther, except to say that whatever the 4th of July, whatever Independence Day means to you, I hope you enjoy it. I think we need to take some lessons from it and go back to Jefferson's quote about the Tree of Liberty, because our country needs to be straightened out, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. So anyway, that's what I wanted to say to you today. Will anything happen tomorrow? It wouldn't surprise me if it does, and it wouldn't surprise me if it doesn't. Well, Steve, you're not taking much of a stand, are you? Yeah, that's because I can't see into the future. And I don't want to act like I can. And I don't want to come out here and say, whoa, there you go. I hit you, I knocked you, but I caught you, didn't I? I got fast hands. Hopefully fast enough if I ever need to use them again, right? But have a good one, you know, and think about. I would suggest you think about what Independence Day actually meant. Not what it means now, because it really doesn't mean much now, does it? I mean, when you look, you know, it doesn't. When you look at how our rights have been trampled, and we live a good life. I'm not saying we don't live good lives. Well, I live a great life. I hope you do too. But man, it's not the way America was supposed to be, is it? Okay, I will leave it there. However you celebrate it, be safe. Remember, again, if you want the best story people tell me that they've ever read about the crash of everything and preparedness and survival and rebuilding society and all that, get your whole set. The set's bigger than I'm holding here because, like I said, I've only got a few ragtag copies that I was able to go around my office and find, you know. And get them, if you want them fast, get them on Amazon. If you want them signed, get them by me. And remember what Gina said, what Gina Gold said. She said, I waited for over a month and it was worth the wait. I felt like Christmas came early. So give yourself an early Christmas and get them from me, because I love y'all getting them from me, because I love signing them for you. And I love writing the notes into you, and I love shipping them to you personally. And we got our next load coming in the 8th of July. And then another shipment coming in right after that, about a week later. And we've set it up so now we're getting about weekly shipments. There's a reason that we do it that way. It's about the best we can do under our current circumstances. And we will get them to you, and you will love getting them, okay? The Stonemont series. Live a Stonemont life, and you will be happy. All right. You all have a good day. And remember that we prepare well today in order to live well tomorrow. Semper Paratus. Always ready. If you're always ready, you'll never have to get ready. Okay? All right. Y'all have a good day. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.